Hey everybody, my name is Andrew Street. I am an entrepreneur currently making $75,000 a month. And what I'm doing with these videos is basically doing a documentary of my businesses, of the progress and where I'm at, hopefully so that I can look back on it someday and hopefully maybe even give some thoughts to you guys as well as like how to improve your business, or if you're looking to get started in business. That's kind of something that I think about a lot because I've recently started a marketing company. Now, I had started it early fall of 2024, started putting paid advertising into it in December, and then so relatively new, right? So I'd say like 6 months, maybe a little less in total of like being really serious and really legitimate about it. Whereas I've had a business, so July 8th of 2022 is when I stopped my corporate career and took on the vacation rental management company full time. And so that's kind of something that's been going, and it's been very interesting because that was the first business ever. And then like there's been other things that have stemmed off of it, but ultimately like our marketing is the newest one. And so instead of just starting from 0 to 1, I was able to go from 8 to 9, right? And it's just been incredible for that. And when I think about it, I've come back with so many other thoughts. Basically, the biggest thought being with the marketing company, it's called No Luck Leads, and we specialize in lead generation for property management companies, and really property management adjacent companies too. We have like an eviction service that we work with, and we're probably trying to go down that route a little bit more as well. Mostly because they have bigger budgets, they can maybe do an entire state or the entire US versus like just being in a 50-mile radius of a city, which is kind of the property management side. So those are some things that I'm kind of thinking about right now is like, man, are we marketing for the wrong types of people? Because like we're getting them results, but are we getting the results that we want from each individual client? And do they have enough budget? And so working with small businesses is always a little bit hard and difficult. And the reason for that is because most small businesses fail. And so if you build a model that's built to help small business, then, you know, how does that exactly look? And so we're looking at insulating ourselves a little bit more there. And all the while, I'm thinking about things for B&B Monthly, which is the name of the vacation rental management company. And what we're doing there is just like, okay, we had turned off the marketing because we wanted to focus on a couple other things. We were in the low season, right? And now we're coming back into it. And I'm like, all right, let's go. And mostly because some thoughts, some things that might kind of come up are like, you know, it's oversaturated, like it's no longer fun. All these cities are like banning short-term rentals. And like the truth is, or it's just a maturing market and it's going to regulate anyway. So it's going to normalize. And that's kind of what I've come down to with it is like trying to get out of the fear of like always doing the trend, right? And so that's kind of something that I've been thinking about with B&B Monthly. And we're currently reworking websites. We're currently reworking how the way we do things. But B&B Monthly is basically an automated business for me. That's the first business where I learned how to hire people. I created systems, I created processes, and they can always be better and we can always improve. But it actually works most times without me. I work on it, I don't work in it. And that's exciting. That's a really, really good thing because that means that we're good enough to do that, right? Like you don't just get to stop working in your business if it's not working out the way that you had hoped, right? So we are a 24/7 business. Whereas for No Luck Leads, we are a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. That's perfect. I love it. Actually makes me really happy that it's that way. Mostly because it gives me a look at the other half, but then that half is all about performance, right? Because with No Luck Leads, we're doing lead generation, which means we're performance based. And because we're performance based, we only get paid when we perform. So we're trying to align with the incentives of our clients, and that only happens if we ourselves are aligned with actually wanting value for them, because our own success only comes as a byproduct of theirs, right? And so we put it kind of all out there on the table. And so I keep asking myself, gosh, are we good enough? Gosh, what can we be changing? How can we improve? And it's not any one thing that can be done. It's a lot of little things. So like when you first get started with a business, you're going 0 to 1. And I highly suggest you all think about 0 to 1 if you don't have a business. of like just doing the thing, just pushing yourself out there, just getting out there. And then after 0 to 1, you have 1 to 2 and 3 to 4 and 5 to 6 and 8 to 9. And those aren't as fun. 0 to 1's way more fun once you do it and find success. It's way more fun to start something. It's less fun to optimize it over time, which means you're just putting in hard work every single day, and no day individually matters more than the other because it's all about just being there every day. And for myself, I have to keep reminding myself of like, these are businesses. You are not giving yourself another job. So how can I automate by building out processes and systems, which is a big piece of what I did last week, of like creating Loom videos, speaking through every single piece. So like if you have a business, you should identify it by its roles. So like with a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, with No Luck Leads, we're gonna have an appointment setter, a salesperson, account manager, media buyer, and probably like an automation specialist. And that's great. You should identify that. But then now you need to tell those roles exactly what the expectations are and how to do the current jobs that they have, right? And then to continue to improve those over time. And I'll do that in Loom, which is a really cool tool. It's been around for a while now, where you just record yourself kind of doing it, talking through it, but then also writing it down, just saying like, hey, this is what we do, in a very short manner. And so if you at least provide some form of expectation like that, you give other people something to kind of go off of and even improve. I do not want to be the best at each individual thing. I want other people to outperform me and do better. So that's something that I'm really focusing on, and getting more people kind of involved. One thing that it took me a long time to kind of come around on is like giving myself just a straight up salary instead of stealing the profit from the business, which basically means like every time the business takes money, you take it, right? And so now I'm paying myself a salary, and it's probably I've probably been doing this for a little too long to kind of come to this point. But if we're going to talk about personal finances, pay yourself bi-weekly. Give yourself that opportunity to find that success. Don't steal from your own business. And then you can reinvest that money into your business, right? You can reinvest it back into your marketing or into the thing that you're doing, right? Something big that I've recently done as well is, yes, the personal finance thing is big. Make sure that you guys are on top of that. I know all of you entrepreneurs out there, it's not something that's fun to do, but is necessary. The next thing I want to talk about though, and I think that this is actually quite powerful, is profit centers. So everybody might know about profit centers a little bit. Like for B&B Monthly, our management fee is a profit center. For No Luck Leads, getting a lead is a profit center, right? But thinking about upsells and creating more profit centers in your business is something you should absolutely do. And it's something that I've just recently kind of came around and been like, oh yeah, we should look to create more profit centers in our business. And I don't really want to go into too many details in terms of like what exactly that looks like for me, but maybe I'll give some examples. And some of that's mostly because, I have clients and I got to be careful about specifics. But for No Luck Leads, one of the big things that we can do is we can upsell conversion rate optimization. So the CRO. And what that means is not only are we going to get you leads, but we could set those appointments too, right? And we get paid even more for an appointment that gets set, or we get paid even more for closing the sale for you. And those are things that I think are going to be big in the future. Whether we create landing pages, we do SEO, something like that. Those are all going to be important, in other ways that we can make money with this business, which gets me really excited. If I'm being frank about it, like I am pumped about what this business is going to look like in the future. We just got to give it a little time, right? So talking to the profit centers, think about other ways that you can make money. And sometimes like if you're new to this, just do 0 to 1, just make one profit center, figure out how you're going to do it, charge that fee, charge whatever. But when you do your pricing and when you do have your offer, think about how it aligns with the success of your client. Think about how they're going to feel good. You're both going to feel good about what happens, because if you do what you say you're going to do, you're going to make a lot of money. And if you do what you say you're going to do, you're going to make them a lot of money too. And it's just powerful. and it goes a really, really long way. So yeah, I think that that's pretty big. Those are kind of the main thoughts that I was having, at least for this week. I think in general, I'm going to be moving more to like marketing, BNB monthly here, because we're coming back on it. I'm looking at taking no money from that business anymore in order to build up its business reserve, which is really exciting. And not just the business reserve, but like the marketing for it. So I'm pumped about what that's ultimately going to look like, because we're going to bring in a ton of clients. Because guess what? I've been working on nothing but marketing and conversion rate optimization this whole time. When we do it for BNB monthly, it's going to be crazier. For the first time ever, last April, so of 2024, I had started marketing. Now we have a marketing business. Now we've done marketing for the businesses. We've made a lot of money doing that. And we're only going to compound on what continues to work and be really serious about that. So BNB monthly already has a team that can handle it. So why wouldn't we just continue to feed it, right? In general, property management companies, one of the issues with them is they lose something like, I think Lead Simple was saying 20% of all clients in a year. And it's just because like sometimes with management, people aren't loyal. Maybe it's due to cost. Maybe it's due to, it could be issues, but a lot of times it's not. Sometimes it's just very broad and very basic. So that's kind of the initial thought. Outside of that, for No Luck Leads, the thing that I'm thinking about now is we built out a new website. So check it out, www.noluckleads.com. I built that out using AI. It's called Lovable. So it's actually a tool that you build it out it's kind of like you code it through like the AI itself, which is super cool. I am only starting to think more and more and more about AI, because for No Luck Leads, we've already automated our billing system. For every time a lead comes in, I'm trying to figure out way more things than that. I'm trying to figure out how we can get these AI agents to do a bunch of work. I'm thinking about how can we, maybe even social media aspects of it, like how can we get more content, how can we get more things going, how can we do more work? And ultimately that's the big thing that I'm really just thinking about at this time. So AI agents, maybe I'll leave it for the next video, but just wanted to throw it out there because I think it's going to be important. And I think you guys should be looking into it too, because I was listening to this podcast, My First Million, and one of the really big things there is basically they're talking about AI agents now being able to create SEO for your business. And if you could automate that and you could have AI doing that, man, that'd be huge. And that's something that I think we need to do, because I need to work on BNB Monthly's website as well. So, and get that SEO going. So anyway, next time we'll talk a little bit more about what's going on. Maybe with that, maybe I'll figure out some more stuff, but until then, we'll talk soon. Bye.